Supreme Family Chaos. Creator Eliza Phoenix. Chapter 15 Mama Bear Mode. Summary. Remember what I said about Mama Bear Mode? Yeah? A punch here, a fire repulsor there, and Tony was pretty sure Peter was webbing the Hydra operative into a sack form for his own amusement. He couldn't really blame the kid. These guys were deplorable, and he was beginning to think bringing all of the Avengers was a bit overkill because even Steven looked bored. He actually yawned. In the middle of wrapping his whip around one of the soldiers' leg and pulling so they landed rather harshly on their back. Tony would have rolled his eyes if he didn't think Peter was rubbing off on the sorcerer. Mum mode was always on during the battle and made Tony feel a little better, bringing a 16-year-old kid on a mission. Although a mask was hiding his face, Tony raised an eyebrow when Steven activated a time spell and freezes an approaching soldier in place. Then the sorcerer smirks when Peter swings by and kicks them into the ground. Yeah, those two are definitely screwing around. Natasha's voice cackles over the room. Steven, you're not setting a good example for your cub. Excuse me? My what now? It even stunned Peter mid-swing, and he smacked against the side of the building before he could recover. Ow, I'm good. He then proceeded to crawl on the wall and out of sight. He's so protective of Spidey, and he still sounds surprised. Clint laughs from what tree he climbed. Tony's almost positive he's in one of them. He's in one, at least. Why do you all sound like you made this decision unanimously? The sorcerer huffs. Bucky grunts, probably from punching someone's lights out. We did. Nat started it out, though. Wanda snickers. It's cute. Just accept it. I left the sanctum for this. Well, just when it seemed they all got all the soldiers, this shit truly hit the fan. At least 3 large groups of Hydra soldiers came running out the building with alien tech, because of course they did. Just when Tony thought he found the last weapon, more popped up, and he felt like he would never truly get rid of it all. Then his heart practically dropped out of his chest when he saw Peter within one of the groups. One of the commander had him in a chokehold. That wasn't really necessary since the boy looked drugged, but the enemy still held one of the alien guns to his head. All of the Avengers freeze at the sight, not noticing the fury slowly growing in the blue eyes. One move and this guy is toast. Tony knew what was coming, and so he held up his hands. Just sitting down here, I'm beat. Both the Avengers and the Hydra gave him an odd look as he sat down. And he waves back at Scott. He tilts his head curiously, but still steps back and stands next to Rhodey and looks at the colonel. His kid is in danger, and he's just sitting down? Rhodey chuckles. Remember what I said about Mama Bear mode? Yeah? Scott's eyes widen when hundreds of clones of Steven surrounds the Hydra. They conjure whips, and in a blink of an eye tosses all but the commander and Peter into a portal. Alien tech falls to the ground with loud thunks, and the clones assemble back into one form as Steven activates his armor and lands heavily in front of the commander. He throws out a hand and wraps it around the startled enemy's neck, and Peter stars in the man's hold. Let him go now. The sorcerer snarls and then gently catches the dazed teen with his free hand when the commander releases him, as if burnt. Without a second thought, another portal opens and Stephen tosses the Hydra agent through like a rag doll, and it closes, leaving the sorcerer to turn his attention to the teen. Peter? Sorry, even senses couldn't fast enough. Peter slurs. Are you okay? Wearing off, Mom. Stephen holds him in response, and Tony stretches after he stands up and disengages his armor. Well, I know what I'm doing when we get back home. Everyone rolls their eyes as Tony joins his family until Scott opens his mouth. Is it weird that I'm a little turned on right now? That's weird, right? Rhodey facepalms beside him, and Steve bursts into laughter as Peter groans. Dude, again?